Tonight we're celebrating our Business Award winners and the Hall of Fame inductees for 2022.
How did all this get started?
Well, we're now in our 39th year of celebrating the free enterprise system, and so every year for 39 years we've been celebrating the top businesses that are having an impact on our economy and on the marketplace, and also inducting those that have made significant impact through business in our local community.
How are the honorees selected?
Well, there's a blue ribbon panel that selects each year's winners. There's a nomination process, and we're extremely excited for this year's honorees.
Tonight's event is our 39th year of celebrating individual and corporate success, and we are honored that you would join us. I'd also like to give a special thank you to Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome, who is with us tonight and will be part of our awards ceremony. Thank you, Mayor, for joining us. This year's honorees and their stories are especially interesting and wonderfully fascinating. Think of this. Hall of Fame laureate Jerry Lane, who we're going to honor posthumously tonight, has one of those made-for-a-TV movie type stories. Born into poverty in the Oklahoma Dust Bowl during the Depression, being undeterred and repossessing the car of a Hollywood legend who refused to make his car payments. Thank you, Uncle Milty. Overcoming the snubs of an automobile company who promised him dealership after dealership. And to me, the most impressive thing here is landing a Southern belle who previously caught the eye of not only John F. Kennedy, but also Richard Nixon. Now there's your Lifetime movie right there, fans. And then after initially declaring Baton Rouge wouldn't be the best place to make his mark, he gave the city a second look, thankfully. He went on to build an automotive and philanthropic empire that continues today. And then there's local football hero from Baton Rouge High, which, by the way, is undefeated since 1976. James Pepper Rutland went on to become a defensive star at LSU before buying into a company that made a few too many mistakes after going public and went bankrupt. But did he quit? No. Pepper bowed up, convinced a handful of key employees to give him and the company a second chance, and then he sought business in places like Thailand and Venezuela when Gulf South companies wouldn't work with him. And then using vision, an unshakable will to win, and quality teammates, Rutland built MMR into one of this nation's leading industrial companies. Young Business Person of the Year, Tupac De La Cruz, left Costa Rica for Baton Rouge at the age of 16 with one dream: becoming a success. 5 years later, he launched Roofing Solutions, which today has grown on to become one of the top 50 largest roofing contractors in the United States. Craig Stevens, the founder of Genesis 360, used an entrepreneurial drive as well as lessons learned in the Air Force and as a manager at Circle K to not only escape poverty, but to build a full-service maintenance and construction company that recently earned a $16 million contract with the U.S. Navy, and the company has the goal of reaching $1 billion within the next decade. Judy Tarzanas, our Business Person of the Year, is employing new and innovative ideas while embracing digital to grow the Advocate in the newspaper industry that's rapidly evolving and sadly, in many cases, declining. Yet she and the Advocate are bucking that trend and are growing, which makes me happy as a newspaper guy. And B1 Bank, and I wish Buddy Romer were here for this tonight, although I know the company's in Jude's capable hands, but growing from an upstart Baton Rouge de novo into a multi-state publicly traded institution with $4.4 billion in assets. Buddy would be proud. But the thread that runs through the stories of all the honorees this year is this: no matter the odds or the circumstances, they prove that anything is possible when there's a clear vision, ardent passion, and bold and determined leadership. Qualities I think we ought to embrace and demand as we think about the future of Baton Rouge and its huge potential, as well as the capital region. And as important, all of us should be proud that people and companies like these call Baton Rouge home. There can be no doubt that we are the better for their presence. So at this time, I would like to ask Paula Dawson, an 8th grader at Most Blessed Sacrament School, and he'll be a candidate for governor at next week's youth legislature. Now, Mayor, do we got to give the other candidates equal time, or can he do this solo? Okay, well, Peyton is going to lead us in the invocation and pledge. Would you please stand?
Hi, will you please join me in prayer and pledge? In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Lord, I am certain you are taking care of all my needs and desires with exceeding generosity. Every day, I learn to trust you with my job, business, and skills. I owe all my success in businesses, at work, and at home to you. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Now for the pledge. Our pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. It's so beautiful to see the faces live and in person. We've been doing this a while now, and thank you, JR. On behalf of Business Report and Junior Achievement, thank you all for being here tonight. This is our 39th year of presenting these awards in the Capital Region, and we're extremely honored that all of you would join us here this evening. When we started doing this, I was young and good looking. Now I'm just good looking, so I got to use my glasses here, so hold on tight here. I also want to thank, just for a real quick moment, and I know JR mentioned them, but our sponsors, Franklin, Capital One, and Hennety's Bourgeois have been with us for a long time, and I thank you so much for their loyalty, continued support for this program. Can we hear it up one more time for our sponsors? So tonight we're celebrating the free enterprise system. The entrepreneurs and business people that we honor tonight are examples of what it takes to grow, survive, and thrive in America. It's also what makes the capital city special. I want to let you know before we start our program that at the beginning of the year, I challenged our team at 225 to put together a presentation that really highlights all of the positive attributes. You know, we're proud to live and work in this community. I know every day we're bombarded with negative news, and I told them, I said, I want to produce something that we're going to be able to show at every one of our events. Some of you have seen this, many of you have not seen this, but I want you to turn your attention to the screen, because in the midst of all the challenges that we have as a community, we live in a great community. Check this out.
Making dinner is a labor of love, where passion creates earthquakes and stadiums, where being neighbors means sharing a drink on your front porch, where home means history. This is a city where the word party means channeling creativity into costume, where a holiday means a chance to throw a parade, where 5 p.m. means the end of a workday and the start of an outdoor concert. This is a city on the rise to becoming a culinary destination, where pouring a cocktail or a cup of coffee is an art, where breakfast means a chance to indulge, where you can find a great meal served out the side of a food truck, where there's always a new dish to try. This is a city where artists paint murals on the walls of restaurants and buildings, where on the street or in your favorite hangout, you just might spot a celebrity or filmmaker taking a break from making movies, where a world-class art center makes space for painters and podcast makers to flourish, where musicians are a part of everyday events. This is a city where passion means staying until the end of the game, where school bags sound like gold, and the music they make is like listening to a human jukebox. This is a city where international athletes are proud to live, work, and play, where Saturdays stand for cookouts and community, and where even the opponent can feel at home. This is a city where shopping means going to a place where the owners know your name, where a season of gift giving means a chance to buy local, where makers can connect with customers face to face. This is a city where going for a run means watching the sunset on the river or the lakes, where biking means making new friends and exploring new paths, where a new adventure is always a short drive away. This is a city where exotic wildlife can be experienced just a short drive away, where education means new discoveries every day, where a world-class research and engineering center is a hub for the coastal city collaboration. disaster strikes, where neighbors help each other clean up and rebuild, where an expression like 225 Gives turns into a community outreach that sees locals paying it forward, where we care for each other, whether it's the worst of time or the best of times. This city is one of a kind. This city is ours. Make it your own. Make it home.
Yes. Don't forget about the great things about our community, right? Let's keep fighting the battles and keep moving forward. It is my pleasure at this time to invite our Mayor President, Sharon Weston Broome, to the stage to help present the awards. Please help me welcome our Mayor, Sharon Weston Broome.
Thank you, Julio, and good evening, everyone. It's so good to see so many of you all this evening, and thank you to the Greater Baton Rouge Business Report for hosting this annual Business Awards and Hall of Fame event. I'm really excited to see all of you as we recognize the individuals who are transforming the business landscape in the Capital Region. All of you represent different sectors of our region's economy, different skill sets, talents, different networks, but everyone here tonight influences our economy. And I want to thank you for your contribution to Baton Rouge. You are the driving force that is moving this community forward as we strengthen our economy and our community. And you are a vital component of the work to build a future of peace, prosperity, and progress for every resident in Baton Rouge. To our honorees, thank you for the contributions that you have made to Baton Rouge, and I look forward to seeing how you continue to shape the future of our community. Thank you.
All right, it's now time for the Business Award winners, who were each profiled in Business Report's issue that came out recently by our outstanding editorial team. So first up, we've got the Company of the Year, fewer than 100 employees. Our first Company of the Year had its beginnings in poverty and is now handling multi-million-dollar federal contracts with its sights set on becoming a billion-dollar enterprise in just a decade. After graduating from high school, Genesis 360 founder Craig Stevens had one goal in mind, and that was to get out of poverty. His path? The Air Force, where he earned a degree in IT, became an officer, and saw the world through national deployments. After that, he worked his way up in a convenience store chain from late-night cashier to director of operations. Then a side gig as an entrepreneur. His own parking lot stripping company gave way to his maintenance services and then construction. He left his full-time job in 2014 to grow this side gig, and that's when Genesis 360 emerged. Construction services, projects in Oklahoma and Texas, shopping centers with out-of-state landlords, then certifications for federal contracts. Then a $3.5 million contract with the Army Corps of Engineers to build a flood wall in Baton Rouge, more contracts in New York, Virginia, and Colorado, a $16 million 5-year contract to maintain the U.S. Naval Academy's 300-acre campus and military base. Hence, the billion-dollar goal in 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me congratulating our Company of the Year, Genesis 360.
Well, I have so many people to thank tonight. First of all, thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who's the center of my life, center of my business. And it's the reason why I'm here with you tonight. Next, I want to thank Julio and Rolf McAllister and the Incognito selection committee for choosing Genesis 360. The staff and I have our head down every day just trying to make sure we take care of the customer and grow the business. And it's always good to look up and be recognized for doing something good. So for that, we're forever grateful. I gotta say thank you to my great team, my staff. Many of them are here and spread throughout the U.S. They stand on the vision, on my vision. They stand on the core values that we've set forth, and we are who we are today because of them. So for that, I'm forever grateful, and I'm blessed to know each and every one of you. Thanks to my clients, some over here today. Without you, there is no us, right? So thank you for allowing us to do what we do best, which hopefully allows you to do what you do best. And thank you, we're forever grateful. Thank you to what I call my support staff, my support team, my family. And someone told me a long time ago, just as it takes a village to raise a kid, it takes a village to grow a business. And so my village consists of many of my family members and my friends who believe in me, many of my spiritual leaders who pray for me and cover me, many of my marketing team, my video team, and my financial team who provides us the finances to do what we do and continue to grow the business. So thank you very much for being part of our village. And lastly, but most importantly, thank you to my wife who's been by my side since day one, since I came home with this crazy idea that I was going to leave a high-paying job in corporate America and start my own business. Maybe it wasn't such a crazy idea after all. So she's my voice of reason, she's my conscience, and I would not want to be on this journey without her. I love you, Pumpkin. As you've heard, my vision is to grow Genesis 360 from a multi-million-dollar company to a multi-billion-dollar company. And some people have asked me, why do you have such a great vision? And I've realized as business owners, it's not really about us. It's always bigger than us. It's how we impact the people around us. It's how we impact the world. And so for me, I want to do so many different things to impact the world. I want to, first of all, be able to be a blessing to our clients and provide great service, and in turn, hopefully allow them to provide great service to their clients and great products to their clients. Secondly, I want to make sure that my staff, my team, wherever they are, that know that they'll be taken care of, no matter what pandemic, what economic crisis comes about, that they're always taken care of. And then it's also about, I'm the last one to grow up in poverty, that everyone that comes up behind me will have an opportunity to have a decent lifestyle if they're willing to work hard for it. It's about how do we reduce human trafficking? How do we stop childhood hunger? How do we keep families together? How do we keep husbands and wives together? Which in turn ends up being reduced crime rate, reduced childhood hunger, and a better working, stable environment for us all. Thank you. God bless.
Craig, if you go public, let me know. I'd invest in that stock, baby. I know you got the grind, baby. Next up, we have the Young Business Person of the Year. All you have to do is look up to see these young business persons' mark on the world. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, the LSU Pete Maravich Assembly Center, the IBM building, Amazon warehouses in Port Allen, Lafayette, Shreveport, and Pearl River. All those roof lines that you see and many, many others are the work of the same roofing company founded in 2004 by this entrepreneur who left Costa Rica at the age of 16 interning at Citibank and Disney World, and earning a business degree from LSU along the way before founding Roofing Solutions at the age of 21. Today, it is one of the top 50 largest roofing contractors in the country, with 6 offices, including one in Costa Rica. In 2021, revenue topped $71 million. Its entire portfolio includes large-scale projects in 9 states and 75 cities. But this man is not just about money. As a member of the National Roofing Contractors Association, he led the effort to translate technical and educational content into Spanish. Women comprise 2/3 of his company's management. A tuition reimbursement program encourages employees to pursue advanced education, and 90% of them are certified in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. His company is also one of the first in the U.S. to complete all shop drawings using 3D building information modeling. Ladies and gentlemen, the Young Business Person of the Year, Tupac De La Cruz. And unfortunately, I had a chance to talk to him. Tupac is in Costa Rica tonight, not able to be with us, but accepting on his behalf is his attorney, Michael Clake. Let's hear it up for Tupac.
Good evening. My name is Tupac De La Cruz. I don't know what Julio's talking about. I mean, I really don't. Julio.
You're looking good, Tupac.
Very Latino with a lot of swagger. Just a little bit about Tupac De La Cruz. He stole most of what I was going to tell you about tonight, but Tupac grew up in Costa Rica and remained there till he was 16 years of age, as Julio says. And at that time, he had a vision of going and establish an American dream in the USA. And Tupac said, I just need to be in the USA because I know I can establish a reputable and responsible business that people can live with. And what Tupac did is he didn't just seek an education, he sought an education from the hardest business school in the United States to get into, and that was the Wharton School of Business. And so here was a 16-year-old kid that knew very little English going to Wharton School of Business to start his college education. He then transferred out to LSU, where he graduated in 2.5 years, and the rest is history. Tupac has always been somebody who had a big heart with a great engine like a Ferrari. He wanted precision and he wanted speed, and he wanted to get there as quick as possible. And that's one thing I always admired about him when I met him in 2001 when we formed, in 2004, Roofing Solutions. And Roofing Solutions is his baby. That was his dream, to be in the United States, own his own company, live the good life, and he did that. And in 5 years, he took this company to where it was recognized as one of the top 100 roofing contractors in the entire United States. Now, you say, that doesn't sound like much. Well, there's 50,000 roofing contractors in the United States. He was in the top 100. That was a huge achievement. He wasn't satisfied with that, as he always, that's his nature, that's his personality. He strives to be the best. And what I admired about Tupac is he always seems to seek out the best people, whether it's his lawyers, whether it's his accountants, whether it's his bonding company, whether it's his insurance agent, but he got the best lawyers, so let's give a guy to me, since I'm no longer Tupac. So Tupac, in 2009, he decided that I need to get more involved in the American Roofing Contractors Association. So he started as a member of that association, and he did that for about 6 or 7 years, and then he was elected to the board of directors of that association. And during that time, he rose to other heights that I just can't even imagine. He got the top 40 of under 40 in the Baton Rouge Business Report. in 2016. And then this is just mind-boggling to think that here's this young kid who was 35, 36 at the time, who now has a company who is recognized by the Engineering News Record as he's the top 20 out of 40, under 40 in the United States. And that is, Engineering News Record is the Bible of the construction industry. And they recognize his company as one of the top 20 out of 40. So it's amazing what he has accomplished in such a short period of time. And as he said, he was always dreaming to just do bigger things. Well, I can only tell Tupac, and I think we would all join in saying, dude, just keep on dreaming, because you got it right. Don't wake up. Don't stop what you're doing now, because you got that Ferrari engine running on high speed. And so I would just say to Tupac, you know, the world is yours. You know, see it through your own eyes, but he is a wonderful dad of 3 kids. The reason he's not here tonight is because he's at home taking care of his 3 kids. And so all I can say is every person I have ever dealt with Tupac De La Cruz, and my kids thought I was representing a rapper. I said, no, I'm not representing a rapper. He's a legitimate roofer. He said, a roofer? What the hell is he doing with a name like Tupac? I said, dude, I'm not his mother. So in any event, all I can suggest to everyone is live your dream. Go for it. And this is what this young Latino with a lot of swagger and a heart of gold, his employees, and I've represented a bunch of employees, but I can tell you one thing, as a lawyer, I really don't like him as a client. Because in 18 years of business, I've never had to defend him one time. I mean, how am I gonna make money if I can't go out and defend the guy? So I just don't really want him as a client anymore. And I told him what a great night to be inducted is, because you're going in with such a great group of people that I know of, with the Lane family. Jerry Lane was one of my favorite clients to always deal with. There's Miss Faye Lane, she's there. He turned it over to his son Eric, and Eric has done a job with it. He's got a lot of the Jerry Lane people here that I've worked with at times in the past, and y'all got a great organization. Then I have Pepper Rutland over here going in. He's a friend of mine from Baton Rouge High and at LSU, was one of the toughest, most aggressive kids I ever knew on the football field, and he took that to LSU. So I'm just saying, we have a great business group in this audience, and y'all don't realize how lucky and fortunate you are to be part of this group. And so I just say with Baton Rouge, yes, we want Baton Rouge to improve as much as we can, but just keep doing what we're doing and believe in each other and do something nice for somebody every day you can, and I think we'll all turn out with better results. So that being said, as Tupac De La Cruz would say, see, I'm out.
If you want to be Tupac, you got to work on your tan, okay, Mike? That's all I got to tell you. Our next honoree is a success story that has to do with the Company of the Year, 100 or more employees. Let me share a couple of stats about this company, which got its start as a homegrown community bank supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses right here in the Capital Region. Check this out. 4 acquisitions in 6 years and working on a 5th. $4.4 billion in assets. Now operates in 7 largest metropolitan statistical areas in Louisiana. 700 plus employees. 5,000 hours of paid employee volunteer time in 2021 alone. The name, B1 Bank. That homegrown bank is now a publicly traded company with a sizable footprint across Louisiana and Texas, now with clients throughout Houston and Dallas. And what's the secret to its success? President and CEO Jude Melville puts it this way: it's the result of careful relationship banking coupled with leading-edge technology and targeted growth strategies. You could throw in there workplace culture in there also. The institution has been recognized by the American Banker magazine as a best place to work amongst banks all across the United States. And let's not forget their community commitment. Through its B1 Bank Foundation, the bank has provided disaster relief and promoted economic literacy and economic development. It's also partnered with 5 minority banks in 2021 and plans to double that this year by taking part in Project Reach, through which minority-owned banks can gain better access to capital. What an amazing story right here from the Capital Region. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the Company of the Year, 100 or more employees, B1 Bank.
Thank you all. The best thing about Rolf retiring and Julio doing all this is I don't have to adjust the microphone anymore. Honored to be here. I'm so glad tonight, after listening to these to the speakers, that I represent a team and not a self-award. Because even though we're the large company of the year, it makes me feel pretty small thinking about what all they've done. I'm so proud to be associated, and I appreciate what Mike said about Tupac's vendors, because we're actually his bank. So, and after what Mike said, I'm thinking about getting my law degree so I can go compete for being his lawyer too. I want to thank the mayor for being here, and I want to thank the committee that selected us. And I want to thank Sasso, Stan, who nominated us for. He's our partner, and he nominated us for the award tonight, which I greatly, we greatly appreciate. I want to thank the Business Report and Junior Achievement. You know, not just for the opportunity to win the award, but just for the opportunity to be together, right? I've said in so many of these kind of events sponsored by the Business Report, and thought to myself that if I didn't have that occasion to interact and meet and see people that I saw there, I've wondered what the alternative would be. Who would provide the social fabric of the business community? And I'm thankful that I can wonder and not have to actually experience it in practice. So thank you all for providing these kind of forums for people like us. You know, business, in my experience, is nothing like what you learn in school. Business is actually pretty simple. Business is not about numbers, it's about people. It's about having a team. It's about surrounding yourself with good people that care about the outcome. And at B1, I'm so blessed to be surrounded by so many good people that care about the outcome. We've got about 20 of us here today, which I certainly appreciate them being here together. Many of whom have been together since we opened the doors 16 years ago, which is pretty neat. And they represent about 700 of our comrades around our footprint. And you know, I don't really think of business as a family. I think about business as being people that I want to be in a foxhole with. And so we were blessed to have great people, and that's the number one reason that we've experienced the success that we have. Second thing about business is that it's about the people behind the people. Being an entrepreneur does not go away at 5 o'clock, right? You need a support system. You need spouses. You need your kids to be bought in. You need other family members and friends. I would not be able to do anything that I do without the support of my wife, and we have lots of spouses and family members here today with our folks. And so as I think about what makes a business successful, providing an opportunity for families to have a place to be a part of the company is critical. And I'm pretty sure that many of the spouses of our employees actually like B1 better than the employees sometimes, which is good because they tend to control whether they stay with us or not. So I like that. Final simple thing, and I learned this from my uncle, Buddy Romer, who founded our bank years ago, and I'm proud that his family is here somewhere tonight. Yeah, back there. And I also learned this from Rolf McAllister, who was one of our founding board members, and certainly I consider him one of my mentors. And that is that business is about more than business, right? Business is about, and as you've heard tonight from the other speakers, business is about becoming all you can be. Business is about lifting up other people, whether that be clients or your teammates. Business is about making a difference. And the wonderful thing about the industry that I'm fortunate enough to be a part of with B1 is that you get paid to make a difference every day. That's what community banking is about. You're probably not going to get rich, but you're going to be satisfied because what you do matters. And that's what keeps good people working hard when they see what difference it makes. And the past couple years have felt like a lifetime of opportunity to make a difference. So appreciate the opportunity to be here and representing my team and all that they do. We actually had the opportunity about 10 years ago to win the award for Best Small Business. And so we're proud. I don't know that any other company has been able to come back and win as a large business. And knowing Julio and his get up and go, I'm sure that if I can make sure that we keep good people with good people behind the people and make the work meaningful, then I hope that we come back one day and win the Mega Business of the Year. So, all right, well, thank y'all.
One of the things I love about Jude, he's related to the Roamers, and he's not a man of many words, although he is related to Chaz Romer, so that's that has something to say there. But he's a fearless leader. He's so humble, and Jude, congratulations for the growth of the B1 Bank. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Business Person of the Year. Our next honoree is a success story in an industry fraught with closures and cutbacks. Just a few months ago, the Washington Post described it this way: the state of local journalism is widely and correctly understood to be grim. Almost 2,000 print newspapers have closed since 2005, and a number of newspaper journalists fell by more than half between 2008 and 2020. But this honoree has forged an innovative path, growing privately owned George's Media to an 80% year-over-year growth in digital subscriptions across its platforms in the last 3 years. Her winning formula? I think it's about being hyper-focused on local and being relevant to readers, she says. Making sure you're connecting the dots about what people really care about, what they're talking about, not just what you feel they should be thinking about. She's quick to credit her internal team of developers and analytic experts who constantly seek new opportunities to rope in new subscribers by building on their personal interests. The company is also expanding into new media, winning 3 Telly Awards for an online video series called Mardi Gras for Y'all, and forging partnerships in sports betting. In 2021, Editor and Publisher magazine named her the National Publisher of the Year in the United States. The company also utilized a $1 million grant from the Ford Foundation to create a statewide investigative journalism program and has doubled the size of its investigative team. We're a growth organization, she says, so my goal is to put more journalists on the ground telling Louisiana stories, and that's my commitment. Tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce the Business Person of the Year. Let's hear it up for Judy Tarzanas.
Well, good evening. This is so cool. Very excited to be here tonight. It's such a great honor, not only just for myself, but for our entire team at The Advocate. We're 387 strong and hope to continue to grow that number every year. It's also very, very special to have my family here. I'm going to recognize my husband, Bob, who is the rock, who has understood the pressures of this business and been so supportive over the last 20 years. Also excited to have my son, Trey, and my daughter-in-law, Kate, and our soon-to-be grandbaby number 2 on the way, to have them in here from Cincinnati. And seriously, Trey grew up in this business. He sat in a lot of newsrooms across the country, and truly understands the commitment that you have to put forth when you're in this industry. It's really about telling the community story. So thank you all for being here. I tell you, this honor really belongs to so many more people besides myself. First and foremost, it belongs to John and Dathel Georges, our owners. They got a crazy idea in 2013 to buy a media company. And in that same year, they started a 7-day newspaper in New Orleans and in Lafayette. I mean, who does that? It's pretty extraordinary, but really that growth mentality has paid off for us as a company, and we're really so blessed to have local owners. When I was being recruited by John, one of the first things I asked him was like, why did you buy a media company? And he said, it's important to make sure that we have a long, sustainable life for local journalism in the state of Louisiana. And that spoke to my heart. That's all I needed to hear. So blessed to have him be behind us. And he is about growth, and he encourages us to be innovative and to look for new revenue streams so that we can have a long life in this business. Next, this award certainly belongs to 2 very important people in our organization, Peter Kovacs, our executive editor, and Dan Shea, my predecessor, who is our former publisher, that they too came with John in 2013 and built the foundation of our organization that now allows us to really punch above our weight class. Did I get that right, honey? Punch above the weight class, right? Okay. But really, they have set the foundation and allowed us to be able to do some really cool things. But most importantly, this award belongs to our entire team, so I'd like the folks from The Advocate to stand. Be recognized, come on. I've been in this business for 30 years. I've worked for Gannett, for one of the largest media companies, been all over the world, and have never worked with a better team, a more talented team. They challenge me every day. I say I learn from them every day, and it's easy to look good when you have this kind of talent by your side, and just really thankful for them. And they're the ones that make the magic happen every day. I'll leave you with support local journalism if you care about your community. Truly, without it, studies have shown how communities have gone into decay because there's no one watching to make for sure that the powerful are held accountable. And you've got reporters across the nation right now putting really their lives on the line for us. And support, if you don't subscribe to us, that's okay. We'd love for you to, but support some local journalism. It's that important for your community. So thanks again to the Business Report. This is a wonderful, wonderful honor. Thank you so much.
Hey, can we hear it one more time for our 4 honorees? At this time, I would like to invite Paula Dawson, the president of Junior Achievement and our partner, to join us for the presentation of the Business Hall of Fame. Welcome, Paula. Can we hear it up for Paula? So just for some of you that may be new, the Business Hall of Fame was created to recognize special individuals for a lifetime of achievement in the greater Baton Rouge business community. Tonight, we honor 2 who have made their mark. They join a very prestigious group of laureates who are listed in tonight's program. If you take a look at your program and check it out, you'll see some iconic names on there. Our laureates are celebrated over the next year in a display at our metropolitan area airport. And their names will be added to a permanent display in the offices of the Baton Rouge Area Chamber, where all the laureates are honored.
Wow. I also want to thank Jesus Christ for what he's done in my life, because without him, I don't know where I would be today. I'd like to thank my mama for being here tonight. It means so much to me. Y'all already heard our story, so I just wanted to also thank, we're now in the third generation. My children are helping me run the company, and it's a wonderful thing. Would y'all please stand, the leaderships? I've got all three leaderships representative of our people that are here along with their family. The one thing, it's great having my son as a partner now, because he is like got my dad back now. It's great. We have a partnership again, even though Cedric Patton does a great job with me as well. But I've got my son with me, and he has really assembled a team. This past year, we broke every record in 56 years of business this past year. But we were already on the way up. We're the #1 General Motors dealer in Louisiana, and it has all to do with people. It's always people. But I want to, by the way, I just want to mention my sister's not here because her son is getting out of boot camp for the Marines this weekend, so she is there. So she would certainly have been here otherwise, but she is definitely proud of my dad. But I wanted to just tell everybody, we're so blessed to be in Baton Rouge. My dad used to say, we have the Mississippi River, the state capitol, I-10, I-12 running through here, 2 major universities, now a community college, all in one town. And there's a lot of cities that like to have just one of those things. We got them all. So we're blessed to be in Baton Rouge, and I appreciate everything that a lot of our customers are here tonight. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. And I want to thank my wife of 33 years also for putting up with me.
And now to introduce our final laureate, Mr. James Pepper Rutland.
Well, I'm impressed myself. First off, I do want to thank you. This is a great honor, one I'll always look upon and be extremely proud of. Rolf McCollister, thank you. Can't believe you're really retiring, but I guess you really are. Julio, thank you for instilling such a valued voice in our community through the Baton Rouge Business Report and at all its affiliates. I'd also like to take a minute to recognize my wife, my daughter, Connie's here, Kennan's here, and my son, Michael. Someone said it earlier, but the love and support you provided has been invaluable to my success. And I appreciate you putting up with the long days, missed holidays, birthdays, you name it. And sometimes that happens when you try to manage a business like this, but that's just part of the business. Certainly a heartfelt thanks goes to the MMR team. Got a bunch of guys here, a lot of families here. Please, if y'all just stand up, they come with a force. If this were the NFL draft, I'd have all the #1 picks. I'd have them all. I won't keep you much longer, but I'd like to close with just a few things that you may have heard some of it that I learned about success. Actually, I never learned anything from winning, nothing. I learned everything from losing. Whether it's academics, business, you always remember the losses a whole lot more than you remember the wins. I quickly learned that hard work works. I also learned that honesty, humility, and genuine respect for your employees will bond together a team and create a close relationship that succeeds every day. However, I'm going to give you 4 little things that I did learn from my mother. She said the most important lessons in life and on success she gave to me. 1, be understanding with the young. 2, be compassionate to the aged. 3, be sympathetic to the striving. 4, tolerant to the weak. She said, because in your life, you will have been all of these things. Thank you again, very humbling honor. I appreciate it very much. People that have been indoctrinated before me, I have great respect for. The Jerry Lane family as well. They've been a Baton Rouge staple forever. Thank you very much, and like everybody else says, hey, go Tigers. Thank you.
Congratulations, Pepper. Congratulations to the Jerry Lane family and to all of tonight's honorees. Each one of you is an inspiration, and we thank them for their contributions to our community and state. I'm going to turn it over now to JR. Thank you.
This is not going to take long because we're just saying goodbye. With that being said, if you're not inspired and motivated after hearing these stories, you need to get your pulse checked. It really is inspirational. As someone who traffics in pointing out problems and challenges, to come to an event like this, where you see the type of individuals that truly do make a difference and who do make Baton Rouge a great place to live, work, and play, it's exceptional. So thank you to all the award winners for tonight. Unbelievable accomplishments. And with that, we will conclude our celebration. Also say, for those who, the best thing about this event is Rolf is here, which means he's not emailing anybody right now. So my phone has not buzzed in about 2 hours. I fear what's about to happen, but thank you, Rolf, for coming out here. But tremendous accomplishments, but this concludes our celebration for tonight. So on behalf of Business Report and Junior Achievement, as well as our sponsors, Capital One, Franklin, and Hannah's Tea Bourgeois, thank you for joining us this evening. Have a great night.
I mean, it's been incredible. When you talk about 2 iconic people that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, like Mr. Jerry Lane, Mr. Pepper Rutland, I mean, it's just really amazing, their journey, the history, and the impact that they've had on the lives of their employees in our community. It's been a fantastic evening tonight.
How can people get more information?
They can go to www.businessreport.com, www.businessreport.com, and get more information.